Hey guys, hello, welcome. I'm Kerri, and just so excited to be here. And welcome. Come on into the live. All right. Hey Megan, how are you? I'm so excited to catch up with you later. All right, so I'm gonna let everybody just jump on for a little bit, but kind of what we're talking about here today is I recently just got back from this entrepreneur type workshop in Santa Barbara. And who's this that just jumped on? Oh, hey, how are you? And it was a workshop that was geared towards entrepreneurs and how they can use software to better stay connected with their customers. And I went there with the intention of learning all kind of like geeking out on like software stuff, but I was totally wowed by all the speakers that were there, and I was able to take away so much from what they were sharing. And honestly, I was like freaked out and kind of feeling like very insecure because I felt like everybody was so far like ahead of me, and I felt like, I don't know, like, am I ever gonna get this? And do people really care what I have to say? And like all these like self-doubt gremlins started to come in. And after the first day, they had like this cocktail party afterwards. And I went to the cocktail party and was like excited to meet some people. And I saw one of the speakers, and I went over and I introduced myself. And her name was April Hunt, and she like kind of rocked my world. Did you ever like talk to somebody who kind of made you like shake in your boots, but at the same time you were like, God, I want some of what she has, type of a thing? That's kind of how I felt. Like I was frightened, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Like I just felt so stupid. And she asked me the question. She said, so what do you do? And I was like, oh, well, that's easy. I'm a life coach. And she just kind of looked at me and was like, yeah, but what do you do? And she had these like piercing eyes. And I just was like, yeah, like I like to help people move forward, right? And then she looked at me again and she said, what do you do? What do you teach? And I was like, okay, girlfriend's getting real with me here. So now about this time, I feel like I'm going to shrivel up and die because I don't feel like I have the answer that she wants. So I like start rambling off all of this stuff, and she is just like, that is not it. You need to go and back to the drawing board and figure out, why it is that you're here, why it is that you landed here. So needless to say, I left with my tail between my legs, and I went back to my hotel room and I was feeling really shitty. And I'm the type of person that like processes out loud. Like I can't just like journal. A lot of people can journal, and that's wonderful. I'm the type of person that you'll see me like walking down the road, and I'll have my headphones on, and you'll think I'm like talking to somebody, but I'm not. I'm just talking to myself. And I'm like rationalizing in my head and like going through everything. And that's what I started to do in my hotel room. So my neighbors on either side probably thought I was crazy, but I was still like, no, I'm going to get down to the bottom of this. Why am I a life coach? What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Right. And it was weird because after I started asking myself these questions, I had this like flashback of being at home, still living with my parents, and having like a little bit of a argument with my dad, and him being like, I don't know why you want to be an actor. I don't know, all this stuff. Frankly, you just really scare me, and I don't understand you. Like, I don't know where you came from, Kerri. And I was like, all right. I just remember feeling like, at that moment, I didn't understand my father at all, but like I understand him more now that like so many people want certainty in their lives, and that there's a real comfort in certainty. But in that moment, I had decided that I was going to do the opposite, and that I was going to move towards things that scared me, like things that I was afraid of. Because I just didn't, I don't know, I just didn't want to be like that. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that wanting certainty, and I understand where he was coming from. But in that moment, I just decided that that's not what I wanted. And so we got into our little fight and a couple, screaming and yelling, and I don't know where you come from, Kerri, and all this other stuff. But I had decided in that moment that I was going to move towards the things that scared me. And that's probably why I became an actor, because it scared the crap out of me to do that. And what I learned, though, is every time I moved towards something that I was afraid of, I always ended up learning so much about myself. And because I was always putting myself in these precarious, I can't even say that word. Don't laugh at me, Megan, and I don't know how to spell that. But because I just always was putting myself in these situations, I was kind of forced to do more like soul searching and like come face to face with my demons. And I didn't know really what I was doing. And a lot of times I would end up spiraling down these negative paths, or I'd be like on a roller coaster ride where I was like feeling good one day and then I was fucking in the pits the next, or like for like a week, just like, and it was just like up and down. And then I came across this, and this is going back years. I mean, I'm talking about a lifespan of like 12 years, but about 2 years ago, I came across this life coaching program, IPAC coaching, and I did it selfishly because I wanted the tools to be able to handle stuff that came my way. I wanted to be better. I wanted to get better, because if I was going to be putting myself in these situations where I knew I had to put myself in places that were uncomfortable in order to learn and grow, I wanted to have the tools that I could fall back on so that I didn't end up crying. I still cry a lot, very emotional, but I'll probably cry during this call. But that's neither here nor there. I did really want those tools. So that is why I became a life coach. And I started to become good at that. Like I started to become, after doing 300 plus hours, understanding like what my triggers were and how to get myself, my energy back up to a place where I was still attracting good things. And hey, Billy, how you doing? Hey, Jim Baisley, what's going on? So anyway, so I got myself to this place where I felt like I could actually handle some of that stuff. And by no means do I got it going on, because there's still times when I fall into those valleys, but I still have the tools to pick myself up. And so that's when I learned that that's what I want to do. I want to be a life coach because I want to teach people how to get out of their comfort zones and how that they can live a life on purpose. Live one that is like a calling to them, not one that feels safe, or one that feels like, well, I'm just going to wake up for the rest of my life and do the same thing over and over again. I just feel like that's okay for some people. And if that's what you want, then I'm not your life coach. I don't want to, we wouldn't work well together. But what I got really connected with was what my why was and why I was doing things and why I wanted to coach. God, I feel like I'm going to be emotional right now. God. So anyway, so the big takeaway and the biggest takeaway that I got from this meeting is really getting me back connected to my why. And God, why do I feel you guys? I know my friends who are on this know that I'm always like a sap and I'm always crying, but this is ridiculous. So anyway, so what I would suggest, or what I would love to share with you all, is that, hey, Karen, it's so good to see you the other day. And actually, talking about fears, this is so crazy because you were just telling me that you're going to swim with sharks. And that's like my biggest fear in the world. So we have to get together and do that together, because I definitely want to move towards that. But anyway, so what I can share with all of you is that when you come across things in your life where you're like, whether it's your job, it doesn't have to be your job. It could be why you have the certain friends or the group of friends that you surround yourself with. But ask yourself the question, why? And just wait and like really try to understand why it is that you're doing what you're doing. Because if you listen long enough, you'll get like a really clear message. And it won't be just all the first stuff that comes to your mind. It won't be like, oh, I'm doing this because it's a good living. Or I'm doing this because, I want to help people. It won't be like a generic answer. It'll be something like deeper for you. So that was the biggest thing that I learned from Entrepalooza. I mean, amongst other like entrepreneur stuff, but that like was my takeaway. I got like slapped in the face with, you know, not being able to hide behind, oh yeah, I just want to help people. It was like, no, why? Why do you want to help people? And what is it you want to do? And I think that we can just turn that around, like almost like a mirror, and look that and use it as a mirror for ourselves in any situation, you know? So many people are doing things because they think it's the right thing to do, because it's like what society tells them that they should do. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that really resonates with your purpose or what your why is. So anyway, that's kind of what I had for you for tonight. And I know it's late, and I'm so grateful that you guys jumped on here. And I'm sorry I get like a little crazy mushy and I'm all over the place, but I love you all. And thanks for being here. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Oh, does anybody want to ask anything or any questions? I'm new at this Facebook Live thing, so I think I'm supposed to do that, but anybody? No? Oh, who's that? Billy. All right, cool, Billy. All right, thanks, guys.